Hello again, and Gravestone Gallery is on tour again. But I'm in Bradford this time, and here's as well. This is St Matthew's Churchyard, and we'll go. And I'm just going to have a quick look around here. There's another new churchyard I've never seen before, so let's discover it together, as it were. On the outside, there's a couple of war memorials, as you can see on the entry gates. And if you look through the church is open a little bit. You can see just inside the church there. I see the stained glass windows, and yeah, there's very few. It's just like an open churchyard. I assume there's a lot of unmarked graves, so there's just a few left. It's might have grassed over. There's another esophagus here. It's quite of a John Hodgson and his wife Martha. You can see. And then there's quite a lot. As did a lot of churches, they've made a path out of some headstones. There's a path of headstones here, as you can see. It's just I sort of fall there, and they made it into a path up to a big like a spire kind of headstone here, and then there's another large esophagus on the top here. Just obviously these are obviously for prominent members of the congregation back in late 1800s. Looks like this is of the Mitchell family. Looks like, and there's obviously somebody's already. I won't go down that side because obviously somebody's still remembering the placing flowers there. So I don't like to. There's fresh flowers. I don't like to be there. But on this side, this is rather large, impressive tower on this large memorial. It seems to be for the. There seems to be quite. I assume this is quite a few names on here. There's Hudson, Fisher, Pilbeam. I've never heard that word before. And then there's others. Yeah, this must be like a community, like a community grave here, because there's quite a few names on here. I assume maybe this, because this is like, or maybe somebody these unmarked graves are commemorated on this larger grave here. So I can't see everybody buried just in that part. So this one, if it go over this side, there's a war grave over here. Mr. This is with Private E. Anson, and then there's another one here. Unfortunately, I assume the figure that was on the top has fallen down, and then there's some older ones at the back here which are covered up. The West family and the Wilkinson family, and then there's another one's there's another black headstone that's more recent at the back here, and that's a bit overgrown, so you can't quite see, but that's to the Wood family. There you go. And there's some of the others. I said there's a lot. I assume there might be unmarked graves on the in this, on the little green here, and then there's more. It's quite a big pillar, and then there's another war grave over here, and there's a few headstones that have fallen down in a bit of a state, to be quite honest, and need to be tidied up. But there is another war grave from 1919. There seems to have been kept quite well kept up. But obviously, this Commonwealth War Grave Commission would look after that. So that's probably why it's still in good nick. There's a more recent one, because it's the Sut family. And we go here, there's another large pillar here, and that's you can just make it out as to the Newell family. And the obelisk has fallen off the top, as you can see. But that's from 18, I can't walk on the sea, it's from 1807 or 1837 to, yeah, 1837 to 1883, I think that says. Can't quite see it. It's a bit hard to make out. And it said there's a few more headstones here. I'll just show you a few more of them, and then so not as long as the other. Probably won't be as long as the one of the other videos I showed you when I was in Swansea, because this one's not quite as big. Because a lot of the headstones seem to be have been laid down, and I assume they've been laid down and moved, maybe. And the ones the rather impressive ones being left standing. That's the Narwhal Cross. There's got family in this rather impressive pillar. It's again for a Mullard and Hodgson family. Yeah. So, and then there's some more over here. If they got it's quite uneven to walk on. You have to be quite careful at some of these old churchyards. And I said, there's some more on the floor here. As I said, he's tidying up quite a bit. There's loads more just being piled in the corner, I think, laid down. And then there's another one here, but it's the opposite. Another pillar here, but it's overgrown at the back of it, so I can't quite. Let's see if we can see it for. That's for a William Herbert Woodhead. Yeah. And then we've got another one here. That's the back of a headstone here. I can't see. I don't think I can get to it. I might be able to get to it this way. Oh yeah, here you go. And this one is to John Bastow. Anyway, if you enjoyed that little tour of the, I got a full, before I go, I got a full view of the church from the back. It's only a little church, as you can see. Quite cute, small tower at the back, top. Call it more like a finial than a tower. And that's as I said. This is a bit of a short tour around. And say, oh, there's another wog. Excuse me, another wog reef over here. I'll just show you that before I go. And that's Private D. Hoats, and that's another one from the First World War. And then from here you can see, you can get a more impressive shot of the church. I hope you enjoyed that little tour of St Matthew's Churchyard in Bradford. See you all again. Bye bye.